Just imagine you wake up one day, and don't know how charismatic powers go inside you. Something like this happens. In our today's story, at the beginning of the story we see a girl named Rumi, who used to run a famous chicken restaurant. She never went to college because she was raised by her mother alone. Her father left home when she was a child. One day Rumi and the rest of the shopkeepers are in trouble because a company called Tyson has decided to build a mall. No one even gave compensation to these small shopkeepers. One night hired goons barged into their place, and threw Rumi out of her own house. Her mother tried to drive them away. She brought a cylinder from behind, but the miscreants took her out and dropped her on the ground. She fainted at the same time due to the force of fall. Rumi and the others helped her. Immediately brought to the hospital, where her mother died during treatment. At the same time a meteorite came from the sky and collided with the mountains. Due to its collision, strange power was also filled in the river running from the mountains. The next morning Rumi's father Shin he also drank the water there, the taste of which was very strange. Then he reached the bank where he met the watchman. Works. She started having pain in her stomach, which was probably due to the water in the river. Then she taught the maid to steal small things from the office, but the maid stole many things at once, so that she is caught. Shin sees her but he goes on his way. In a restaurant in the evening, his stomach hurts too much. Began to happen. Suddenly everything around him started flying slowly, all the tables and chairs fell back on their own. Now his pain stopped. But the shopkeeper pushed him out for doing damage. After some time Shin returned to his small house. I returned, and lying down put a cigarette in his mouth. As soon as he went ahead to take the lighter itself flew into his hand. He was a little surprised to see this, but then his daughter called him. He told realizing that his mother has died. Shin arrives at the funeral wearing an old suit, where he does not even recognize his daughter, as he had abandoned her when she was a child, and since then he has not seen Rumi. Had not seen it. Suddenly President Min, who is the leader of the company's miscreants, arrived there. Rumi got furious on seeing him, but Min started saying that his mother died due to his own fault. The company has nothing to do with it. Yes, angry. Rumi was about to slap him when her lawyer Kim stopped Rumi. While leaving, Min also gave Rumi money in a very attitude. But Rumi put the money in his face. After that Shin went to Rumi's restaurant. He was also saddened to see the ruined condition of which, in anger he punched the air, but due to this a huge pile of garbage fell behind. Then he remembered the lighter incident and he ran to his home, repeatedly holding the lighter in his hands. I was coming in, which made it clear that I don't know how but he has tremendous magical powers. In a few moments he managed to blow up all the things in the house at once. Only then he got a lot of money by becoming a magician in his mind. The plan came to earn. The next morning after burying her mother, Rumi reached the market with her father and friends, where all the shopkeepers were hiding due to the fear of miscreants. They used to vandalize the shopkeepers anytime. But Kim told the shopkeepers. Told to keep calm, he was in talks with the police. But the shopkeepers believed that this company of miscreants would even buy the law. The front will become worse. Shin tells everyone that they shouldn't fight anymore, and that they should all find new jobs. This angers everyone, and Rumi even kicks him out. Shin goes to a circus in the evening, went to ask for work, and the reason for his powers. She got a job immediately. The next day Rumi came to know that the cause of death in her mother's report was injury, and she did not have any evidence against the company, because the company even bought the camera with which the video was shot. Later Shin came to meet her, and said that now he has started earning money, so Rumi should complete her studies. He also performed strange magic with a tie, but Rumi did not believe him at all. He angrily said that by doing all this he was just wasting his time. Ruined, because he left her and her mother destitute when they were children, so Rumi hates him till date. Shin explained that he left them because of his debts, so that they would not have any trouble, but Rumi didn't listen to him. She said that after so many years there is no need to be my father, and she left. Then Shin's eyes fell on the company's goons who were going to attack the shops. The shopkeepers also got the news, and they tried to block the way to stop the miscreants. But the miscreants entered inside by vandalizing everything and started beating people. Suddenly Shin came there, and with the help of his powers, by hurling all the miscreants in the air, they united their bones and ribs. Seeing his powers, they lost their senses, and all retreated. One miscreant went ahead but Shin twisted his arm from a distance and hanged him in the air. Then the police came and caught all the shopkeepers and miscreants and brought them to the police station. Both the groups started blaming each other. The officer finally decided to watch the recording. In the video, Shin was hitting everyone for sixes. But the policeman couldn't believe his eyes. What the poor man would have written in the report: thrashed everyone in the air. He got upset and sent everyone back home. All the shopkeepers came out pretending to be sad. But in reality everyone was very happy as they had defeated the gangsters for the first time. But Rumi was still angry with her father. Later in the evening, the gangsters sitting outside the market saw the garbage going up in the air on its own when their own car stopped. When she started getting up, everyone ran away from there in fear. Actually, Shin was making a strong barricade with the help of his powers, so that no crook could reach his shops. When Kim asked about his powers, he said felt that his wife might have these powers sent for her from heaven. Later again, Kim tells Rumi that her father just wants to protect her, no matter what she is, but in reality he loves her very much. On the other hand, the miscreants went and told their leader that now he unable to compete with Shin. The next day Rumi made a video asking for help from the common people, and then agreed to talk with her father as well, fearing that these powers would harm Shin's body. To avoid any loss, the leader of the miscreants came to talk to the owner of the company, so that later the blame would not come on him. Now the mistress wanted to remove Shin from her way in any condition, so that he could build his mall. Same evening on TV, news of Shin's powers spread, and TV people presented him to the public as a North Korean spy. 2 days later, the police came to take Shin away, because the bank accused him of theft. Shin goes with them, but the officer arrests him and puts him in jail without taking any action, while Kim learns that in exchange for the money, someone from the company took the blame for Rumi's mother's blood on his head, so the company got out of all the legal issues. It was all the master's plan. He started preparing to grab the land legally by forming a new company of miscreants. He had also joined hands with the police, and now his way is by putting Shin in jail. It was true, all the miscreants reached to capture with their leader. Kim gave all this news to Rumi and asked him to run away from there, but Rumi fought till the last breath. On the other hand, the mistress came to meet Shin in the jail. She offered that if Shin starts working for her company, she will release him, otherwise she will release him to the general public. On the other hand, the police also started breaking the barricades on the orders of the company, but Rumi and other shopkeepers stopped them by bursting small bombs. But the police started digging the JCB, all the shopkeepers ran away after saving their lives. Rumi saw a man trapped in the debris and started rescuing him. Then suddenly there was a huge explosion. Both of them were thrown to the side and people helped them. Finally the police entered the market. Rumi along with other shopkeepers trying my best to keep the doors closed. They've got to get to the ceiling or else the police will definitely put them in jail. Then in jail Shin snatches the policeman's phone with his powers and starts watching the news of the fight. He once again sees his daughter couldn't leave alone, so he broke his handcuffs and with his power made a big hole in the prison wall. He came down from the window with a bang, and first of all, he destroyed the mistress's car by turning his finger. He started getting up slowly and in a while he started talking to the wind, but his collision. He fell from a building and fell straight down. He once again thought of his daughter, and he kept on moving forward by jumping like Krish, while Romy and other shopkeepers reached the roof. But a man from the stairs he fell and hanged. The police tried to make him fall by throwing water on him. But Shin came in time and saved his life, once again took a long jump and reached to save more people. But because of the smoke, the police key is hit by a crane, and falls again into a room where there are many policemen. They all come down on him at once, but he repels them all at once with his powers. Shin once again using his powers flew away for the mission, where Kim was escorting everyone from the stairs to the second terrace. But Rumi was late and the policeman arrested her. The rest of the policemen also reached there and started beating the shopkeepers badly. Reaching the spot, Shin picked them all up and threw them away. Thousands of policemen together could not match his power. After dealing with them, Shin made all the shopkeepers cross the roofs together with his power. Now he went out to find his daughter, but she was locked in a crane box which was about to fall down. The policeman was about to fall from her door that Romy helped her. Now Shin came there and took the whole box to the safe roof with his strength. This Rumi falls to the ground in the explosion, but is saved by Shin before she hits the ground. After apologizing to his daughter one last time, Shin turns himself into the police. 4 years after his release from prison, and he saw that there was nothing in place of the old shop. The company had suffered a lot of loss, so no mall was built. Then he went to the new restaurant named Superpower Chicken by Rumi. This movie ends here with EC goes. You must tell by commenting how this movie is explained. If it is the first time on the channel, then subscribe to the channel.